Hey, Inspired Tribe. How's it going? It's Jean Nolan here. It's Kristin Nolan here. And welcome to the Live Inspired Daily Livestream here on the Inspired channel. It's Tuesday, it's Tuesday, April 14th, 2020. That's how fast time flies. Welcome. And we're so excited to have you all here. Thank you for showing up daily, for co-creating with us daily. Thank you for being here, for commenting, for being in a live chat, for making this a co-creative process. As always, please, for those of you who haven't yet, because I know some of you have already tuned into the live chat, please let us know, especially if you're new, where are you tuning in from today? Let us know in the live chat. And other than that, let's start this first with the most important thing, the mantra for our live streams, which is we're healthy, we're wealthy, we are whole, and we are free. We're healthy, we're wealthy, we're whole, and we're free. Okay, so let's do that. And I noticed that we had some technical difficulties with the timing of this live chat. We couldn't get it to 2 p.m. Central Standard for whatever reason, so I'm sorry for those of you who are at work confused. It's always 2 p.m. And today I'd like to invite you, as always, with I'd like to invite you to this wonderful new ritual that Black Sky started and gave us the idea for, which is a guided meditation for us all, kind of like a 5-minute thing to calibrate to each other and to come into an aligned energy. And today, just follow my voice and we'll go on a little journey. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? Let's do this. Okay, so take a few deep breaths. Breathe in. Breathe out. Really take a few deeper breaths. Relax. Just be in the present moment. And now, after taking a few deep breaths, I'd like you to think of something that feels really, really good to you, that makes you happy, that puts a smile on your face. Maybe it's a memory. Maybe it is something that you like, a thing, something that you love. Just think of something that feels really, really good to you. And take a few more deep breaths. Something that puts a smile on your face. You might even put butterflies in your stomach. Just breathe in and feel that feeling of happiness, of joy. And then when you have found that feeling, find it located within you. Where is that feeling coming from? Where inside your body is that feeling located? Just breathe into it and locate it in your body. And once you have found that center, where that feeling is, just breathe into it. Arrive at it. And now, when you've located that feeling, I'd like you to think of a color for that feeling, a color that represents this feeling that you're feeling right now. Whatever color comes to mind, just breathe into that color. Wrap your feeling into that color. Just wrap the color all around that feeling. And with every breath you take, expand that feeling more and more. Make it bigger. Let it spread through your body. Fill every part of your body up with that color. More and more. And deeper and deeper. With every breath you take, you expand that color through your body. Your arms. Your hands. Your fingers. Your legs. All through your body. Until your body is completely filled up with that color. Breathe in deeper. Even deeper. Spread it. Spread that feeling. Intensify it. More and more and more. Make it stronger. Color outside of the lines. Even more. Deeper and deeper. And when you feel that your body is completely filled up with your color, with that feeling, take a few more deep breaths and intensify it even more. Breathe with me. A little more. Yes, good job. Just enjoy it for a moment here. Wonderful. And when you're ready, slowly come back and return. How does it feel? Let me know how you guys are feeling. I just realized I forgot to plug in the mic, so if you can't hear me really well, we're going to remedy that. Just give me a second here. Almost there. Are we back? Back on track. Here we go. Sorry guys for that. So now that we have completely expanded and we're all feeling good, we have our color, I'm going to check in and see where you guys are tuning in from today. Who do we have? Cindy says, I feel so much better. That's great. Namaste, Sean. Good to see you all. Hey, Dallas. Awesome. Hey, Jacksonville. Gary says, I'm late. No worries. No worries. You can always go back and do it again. This live stream's going to post later. Everyone, it's so good to see you guys. Thanks for tuning in from wherever you're tuning in from. And remember, you can always share this with your friends. You can share it on your social media and invite new people to the Inspired Tribe. We definitely love having new members. And today, our topic for today, sees black sky. I was thinking of you and I saw a purple shape, pinky purple shape. It's interesting that you said that. So today, the topic is freedom and the question, what is freedom? And I feel that's one of those eternal questions that now more than ever is so dominant. You know, the question, what is freedom? As we are, you know, on a global scale, very, you know, limited in our movements right now and limited in what we can or should not do. The question comes up, what truly is freedom? And the easy answer is, of course, freedom is, you know, to be able to do whatever you want. But that's not the whole answer. There's more to that answer. It's basically, it's not just being able to do what you want, but also my freedom ends where it infringes on your freedom, right? Within the confines of our society where we live together, if what I do somehow infringes on your freedom, then that isn't freedom anymore, right? So that's the one side of freedom. And then there's another side of freedom too, which means that not having to do something that you don't want to do. And that's maybe even more important to look at, especially within our society, within how we live together. So basically, not having to do something that you don't want to do. And this has become a very important question for me and for us. It's been something that we've been living with and expanding for a very long time, years and years, a decade now, really intensely, and looked at how we lived and which part of our life wasn't free, and how we wanted to be expand this feeling of freedom. And the interesting thing is, and that's Cindy said this in a comment a little earlier, that she was interested in this conversation to touch on freedoms, and not to be rude or put this down in any ways, but the word freedom really doesn't have a plural, because freedom is absolute. You see, it either is or isn't. As soon as it becomes freedoms, we're already compartmentalizing, and we're already saying, well, here you have some of those freedoms and here you don't have them. And the word freedom doesn't have a plural. Now, what does that mean for us as a society? What does that mean in how we live together? What does that mean in how we act towards each other? Basically, we have agreed on a set of rules, right? As a society, we have agreed how we wanted to treat each other, and we have agreed to be kind and to be generous and to be respectful with each other. And in the past days, and I'm not going to lie and I'm not going to pretend, I have felt I felt a little concern. And for the first time in a long time, I felt a little bit of sadness sometimes coming up, because I realized that this is not just a pivotal time for us as humanity to grow into something new and to create something new. It is also a pivotal moment to understand what freedom is, to understand what it really means. And it means the ultimate responsibility also, because when you're really free, then you have to have the highest standards for yourself. And when you're really free, you are in a state where you can't be cynical, and you can't, you have to have a strong moral compass. And while in the grander scheme of things, we know that we come here for experiences, and we know that there really, in the grander scheme of things, there is no good or bad, But as we live in this physical reality, it appears cynical to me to believe that there is no good or bad, or that there is no moral compass to follow. And I strongly believe there is such a thing. I believe it comes from the heart. I believe it is pure love. I believe that in itself gives you a moral compass. And over the past days, I've had these moments where I started to realize how big of a question this is now more than ever. As I'm looking to the countries of the world, as I'm looking to our old home, which was back in Austria in Europe, as I'm looking to many different places, I see that this situation has brought out a lot of different qualities in people. And in some ways, it has shown us where we still have potential to grow a lot, and in some ways it has also shown us how quickly and how easily it can, it can happen that we fall into behaviors and patterns that we thought we have overcome as societies, not as much as individuals. I know we all are on this path where we love to expand every day. We love to grow every day. We love to become the best version of ourselves. And the best version of ourselves is free. The best version of ourselves values truth. The best version of ourselves is responsible. Responsible to the point where we cannot live or accept or say yes to things that we feel we're not aligned with. And this is by no means pushing against something, but if we're not aligned with something, we cannot go with it just for the sake of going with it. We cannot accept things that we feel aren't right. That's where the moral compass comes in, right? And I feel we are at this point where in the following days and weeks and months and even years, everyone is going to have to make decisions that might feel very right to you, but maybe not so right to the people around you, maybe not so right to your family, maybe not so right to your friends. But this is what it means to be awake. This is what it means to stand in your truth. This is what it means to feel your inner being, your higher self, your guidance, because your guidance always puts you on the right path. But as so many people are not connected, most of the people are connected. They are just choosing to ignore it so often. And as you are faced with these decisions, as we all are, it's going to be very important for us to be who we really are and to live in this awakened state no matter what. And this means to rid ourselves of fear and to understand what true freedom really is. And true freedom is not something, that you can measure in what's fashionable right now. What's the current definition of freedom? How much can we take away from that idea? We can't take anything away from that idea. As soon as we say freedom isn't what we know it is, at that moment we become less than who we really are. And this is why the question of freedom feels more important now than it has ever before. The freedom to create what we decide to create, the freedom to say yes to the things we feel are right, and the freedom to also say no to the things that don't feel right. And this is so important. No in itself has no meaning. To say no to something has no real meaning as long as you don't know what you're saying yes to. Whenever Mother Teresa was asked if she wanted to protest against something, she always declined. She always politely declined and said, as long as you're standing against something, I can't be with you. But when you tell me what you're standing for, then call me and I'll stand with you. And this is what real freedom means, to discern, to understand who you are, and to stand with your truth no matter what. And this is really the important part here, no matter what. And to not fall in line just for the sake of falling in line. And I strongly have this intuition that the journey of awakening and the journey of raising our vibration entails just that, to stand in our truth even when it appears to be the unfashionable thing. And I believe that us doing that, us standing in our truth and us living that freedom is going to create miracle after miracle after miracle, some things that we can't even now think of or understand how they might unfold. But they're going to unfold. It's always been like that, and now even in greater numbers. And that's why I'm asking you the question, are you free? Are you really free? Are you allowing yourself to be really free? What does it mean to you? Where do you compromise? Where do you not live your truth? Where are you not who you really are, and why? Why would you choose not to be who you really are? We said it yesterday, and I want to repeat that. You didn't come here to live a half-assed life. This wasn't your intention. I know this wasn't your intention. It wasn't my intention. I remember 12 years ago, I was sitting at the dinner table at our house back in Austria, and I had this moment where I zoomed out of space and time. I didn't really know where I was anymore. I just had this vision. I saw my future, I saw our future, and I could not perceive or understand how it was all going to unfold. And I don't know if it lasted for 5 seconds or 10 minutes. I don't know how long it lasted for. But I saw the vision, and it was clear as day. I know exactly how it unfolded. And I saw Kristin and I. And when I came out of it, I had no idea how this was all going to take place and how it was all going to unfold in our lives. And all this voice, the same voice that told me and showed me the vision, said, it will all be revealed to you step by step. And now, 12 years later, I feel all of this is slowly coming really to fruition. I feel it now. I remember this more and more, and it's all becoming very clear. And the freedom is the basis of our lives. Go to Abraham Hicks, go back, listen. The most important thing, freedom is the basis of your life. Joy is the purpose. And these two sentences sound so simple, and they are. But how do we live them? And are we saying yes to joy and freedom in all that it means and all that it entails? I'm asking you, are you free? Let me see what you guys are saying. So, Black Sky is saying, I keep telling people, some people that have been off work at home, it's time to self-reflect, grow stronger. Then Carla says, I also feel the same. I think it's because we have time to be inside of us and make peace with ourselves, and also we are finding the best love, the love for ourselves. You see, that's something that I have been thinking about and even struggling with a little bit. I love this opportunity that we have as humanity to slow down, to feel, to reflect, to unfold, to expand. I'm not so sure. I love that I feel strongly deception was a big part in how this came about. I'm not so sure that I love the parts that are being distorted or untruthful about it. And as much as I'm trusting, always trusting the universe, I find myself not being aligned with a lot of the things that I hear in the official narrative. I find myself not being aligned with a lot of the official story that's being told about it, and especially I feel myself not being aligned with the proposed solutions. So, and I know that I didn't come here to fall in line with those solutions if I'm not aligned with. And I know that I came here to create my own reality. I know that I'm part of a bigger picture here, that with you all we're co-creating a new reality. But those are the questions that I'm honestly asking myself. That's the things I'm meditating on. And I felt a little sadness yesterday and maybe even a little grief about, certain things that I didn't realize I could even feel sad about. And allowing myself to feel it brings me greater clarity. Allowing myself for those feelings to come up and be sad for an hour, and maybe grieve for an hour, and having these out of alignment feelings, it allows me to get even greater clarity. I've had these all through my life. It's always there comes this time, a few days, maybe a few weeks, of this great looking without, and then finding even greater clarity and more power and more awareness to move on, knowing even clearer what I want. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but to me, those days are important. To me, those times are important. They bring greater clarity. It's not to dwell on something. It's not to push against something. It is finding greater clarity from absolutely seeing what I don't want and understanding so much clearer what I do want. And my wishes, not just for myself, for my family, for my friends, for all of you. And I have those wishes, and I don't want to impose them on you, but they just represent perfect well-being for all of you. Those are my wishes. So I don't think anyone can argue with that. I just wish perfect well-being for all of you, for all of us. And that's why the freedom to be who we really are feels like the most important thing to me. It feels like the greatest focal point of this time, this beautiful freedom, and to expand who we really are. And I feel if we understand that, things are going to be better and better and better, and just getting better all the time. What do you guys think? Let me see. Kiara says, hi Kiara, and that's our daughter's name, one of our daughter's names. It's interesting that this discussion is about freedom. I love that Abraham says freedom is about acknowledging our ability to choose in any moment how we want to feel. I do agree. And now it's the only thing that is real. I believe we're waking up. Boom. I agree. What else? Can always change. That's what Drew says. And then Tanisha says, yes and yes. I'm waking up, and yes, waking in truth liberates. Oh, thank you guys so much. First, we must feel worthy. Then we must not care about other people's opinion. Then faith in yourself because you create your reality. Believe in your power. Thank you so much. Beautiful words. I feel very aligned with that. We all have that gift, says Drew. Yes. Freedom, growth, joy. Beautiful. Black sky. Joy, love, light. Stay true to source. Go with the flow. Thank you. I do agree with that as well. Beautiful, guys. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Then Carla says, no, John, we are the ones that question everything. It's one of our biggest gifts. See? Yes, I can't even help. I remember, I know now by the time most of you or some of you have seen this interview with David Icke on London Real, that one that's been banned and discussed and has caused London Real to basically be banned from all the platforms. And regardless of everything that David says in the interview, and I do feel aligned with quite a good portion of it, especially with the very last part, the last 20-30 minutes of that interview are just so empowering and beautiful. But one thing that David said is, right at the very end, Brian said, you know what, David, please, stay who you are, stay true to yourself, keep doing what you do. And David says, I couldn't help it, I couldn't help it. They're going to have to carry me out, and I'll still be asking those questions. And I totally align with that. I can't help but asking the questions. I can't help but questioning things. I can't help but peeling the onion until I feel I have gotten to the core. That's who I am. That's who I've always been, and that's not going to change. And it means knowingly to not 100% of the time be in alignment. Because sometimes when you peel the onion, some of those layers don't look so good. Sometimes it's ugly. Sometimes it hurts. Sometimes it's painful. And you realign, and you recalibrate, and you understand. You look from a grander perspective, and you move on. You heal through that. But if you don't do it, you're living a half-assed life. If you don't do it, you're living a half-assed life. And Wayne Dyer said it beautifully. He would say that, how do we live this life in joy and happiness and fulfillment and manifest and be in a blissful state without being a yogi in a cave for our entire lives? And I know that for some people that's it. They meditate That's all they do throughout their lives. And maybe this one was one of my lives or will be one of my lives, but right now I don't feel it is. Right now I want to peel the onion. Right now I want to see what the next layer is and what the next layer is and how deep it goes and how beautiful it can get. How raw sometimes and how real it can get. And then when I peel this onion, I'm doing a lot of humaning sometimes, and then I step out of it. I go for a walk. My wonderful, most amazing, beautiful wife reminds me of the, grander perspective of things. And within the 2 seconds, she helps me to shift. She helps me to move into this aligned state again and puts a smile on my face. So that's what we're doing here too, right? We're helping each other. We're co-creating. We're uplifting, but we're also peeling the onion. This is a good time. I'm going to really be honest with you. Question things. Don't just take things, don't just take them for granted, especially if you have this weird feeling inside your stomach that something just doesn't feel right. And question things for yourself. Don't impose your truth on others in a forceful way, but question things for yourself. Sometimes it requires for you to do the research, to feel your way through it, to read your way through it, to watch your way through it, to arrive at the point where you say, oh, I have understanding of this. I know what I don't want. I know what I do want. Because as soon, and that's really the quintessential point here. As soon as you know what you don't want, as soon as you know what you do want, when you have those two perspectives on any given subject, you're ready to move on. There's no reason for you to dwell on it anymore or to do more research or to go deeper within. As soon as you have those perspectives, it's all clear. Then you can move on. So that's freedom to me. The freedom to do that. The freedom to allow yourself to do that. To allow yourself to think thoughts that others might not think. To have viewpoints that others might not have, and to say things that others might not say. That's true freedom for me. And that's living a full life, not a half-assed life. I'm going to jump. I see the comments that are coming through, so I want to know what you guys are thinking. Emma says, I'm happy so many of us are growing. Yes, we're totally expanding. Black Sky says, some people need this free time more than others. Yes, absolutely. What else do we have here? I feel like my comments are not coming in as fast. Drew says, that's what I was attempting to ask about yesterday. Maybe not communicated well. Well, maybe communicated perfectly. It just came delayed. I don't know. Much appreciated. John says it. Black Sky, yes. Drew says, Carla, sometimes all our thoughts are misgiven, or at least mine. Love, freedom, happiness. Freedom comes when we don't side with others or anyone, but only with Source. That's a really beautiful perspective. Thank you. Yes, he says we're infinite awareness. Absolutely, we are. We are. And he says rebel heart. Yes. Well, I can't deny it. I do have this side of me. There is a rebel heart inside of me, and I've been in. We can't even tell you all the things that we've experienced. You wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't believe the things that we have encountered, the situations we found ourselves in just because we were peeling the onion, and the things we've gotten out of. The things we've gotten out of that no one should have gotten out of, and my goodness, definitely a book and a movie and all of the above. But here's the one thing, and that's where I understood what freedom really means is we found ourselves in situations where, I mean, if there's anything where you shit your pants, pardon my French, those are the situations where you go, there's no way out of this. But as soon as you remember who you are, and that the freedom, the eternal freedom is within you, there is really nothing or no one that can harm you. See, and that's really what I'm getting at, what I've been getting at now for half an hour here is, when you understand who you really are, then circumstances, rules, And anything that might harm you cannot harm you. As weird as it sounds. But when you feel your true freedom, then nothing that otherwise could harm you can harm you. And if you don't know what I mean, go and watch The Matrix. I mean, it is an action movie. There's a lot of violence in it and all of that. But my God, the story, the symbolism. Understand that when you live true freedom, you don't just dodge the bullets, but you and the bullets not aligned. You see, you are bigger than any bullet, bigger than any needle for that matter. And hint, hint. And so that's what freedom means to me. For your soul, for your heart, for your mind, be who you really are. If this time doesn't wake us all up to who we really are, I don't know what is. I don't know what is. I'm gonna go and read through the comments. There's a lot of activity. I love it. Hannah says, I think I'm currently remembering who I am. Wonderful. That's beautiful. Carlos says, we're such a beautiful bunch and connected. Joy is our energy. Yes. Black Sky says, I love The Matrix. We just watched it with our daughters. I feel like you could skip school for a week or even a month, maybe a year. But you have to watch Matrix. You have to watch The Matrix, definitely. The Avatar movie, yes, beautiful movie too. Anna says, I feel calm inside me like never before in my life and completely independent of outside conditions. Boom, I love this. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. This is really beautiful. That's true freedom. So, Violet, I will rewatch The Matrix. I do this periodically. We rewatch The Matrix maybe every other year, I feel like. And man, it's like, honestly, rewatching The Matrix is almost like re-listening to an old conversation with Yusi. Because you always hear something new, something different. And if you watch The Matrix right now, in this moment in our human history, oh my God, it's so on point in so many ways. Now, minus the guns and the violence and all that, that's Hollywood and that's what it is. But the rest, good Lord. Okay, we'll do this. Keanu Reeves says it's a documentary. Exactly. That's how I always felt it was. Apparently, I have been blue-pilled for a while. Well, Violet, the interesting thing is actually, if I remember it right, it was a red pill and a green pill, or was it a red and a blue pill?
Red and blue.
Red and blue? Okay, my memory's wrong then. Yeah, about the virus scene. Exactly, that was one that hit me too. Violet asked, have we seen the documentary Out of Shadows? Yes. This documentary probably... it's a very good starting point. I feel like that. I've seen things that go deeper, and it's a good compilation of things to get an understanding. But again, this is the onion peeling thing for me. Is I do acknowledge it. I do look, and then I don't dwell on it too much. And I try to see them from a grander perspective, which helps me to move and discern and do that. Violet says, I want to unsee it, and why? Isn't that part of our freedom, part of our growing, part of all of that? I don't know. Okay, so what do you say? Are we going to play our wonderful game?
Oh yeah.
Who's ready to play Center of the Circle?
Hey, Inspired Tribe. Thank you for all your beautiful comments.
Yes. All you need is love. John McAvoy, thank you. So, for those of you who haven't been with us, which as I don't think isn't a lot of you, because I feel like this bunch is coming back every day. The Center of the Circle game is something Kristin woke up to, this wonderful idea a few days ago. And
you don't have to repeat it every single day.
but I do want to. And so how it works is yesterday Black Sky was in the center of the circle, which means Black Sky is going to nominate who's going to be in the center today. And then we're all going to align and calibrate to that person and just align with his or her vibration and find beautiful, uplifting words that, come up for that person. Who's ready?
Okay, true.
Drew jumped the gun. He says pick Carla if she wants. Black Sky, it's your turn to nominate who's going to be in the center of the circle today. We're waiting. Is Black Sky still here? Okie dokie. So Black Sky nominated Violet. Violet, are you okay with that? We need your permission, of course. We're not gonna force you. Violet says, "Oh my God."
I think that's
a yes.
It's a go.
Okay. Wonderful. Okie dokie. So, you know how it works. We're all going to align with Violet's energy and just find beautiful, wonderful, uplifting words that come up for Violet. Sweet. Loving.
Oops.
Sensitive. Compassionate. All you need is love.
Calm.
Smart. Tender. Caring.
Tender is a beautiful
Yeah,
word.
that is. Soft. Stronger than she knows. Kind and connected. Growing. Illuminated. Beautiful word. By the way, we're looking at the comments here in the computer, just if you're wondering why we're light, divine, plain.
Giving, but should more focus on receiving and what she truly wants to receive.
Inquisitive, good word. Searching for truth.
Nice. Smart.
Here's a word that comes up.
Expanding, evolving, growing. Deep. Violet is a beautiful soul, full of light, and in a path of self-discovery with a lot of nobility.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Observing, friendly, connected, sweet soul.
Free. Vulnerable and deserve all the good things.
Wise, light, interesting, curious, magical, beautiful. Violet.
You will grow stronger.
Someone already set it up there. Stronger than she knows. It's probably the Indian name I would give her. Stronger than she knows. Intelligent explorer. Definitely a never giving upper. Growing roots. Magical she is. Flowing.
Heartful.
Violet, you're turning violet. Old soul.
Beautiful.
Use the
The
violet
violet
flame.
flame.
Free. Pursuing of truth. Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Strong.
I
Oh,
love
you
it.
guys are another time inquisitive. I like that a lot. How does it feel, Violet? Because you're the only one who can tell how good we have tuned into your vibration. Infinite. That's wonderful. Violet is astonished. I love that word too.
You're a creative, loving super force.
Yes, indeed.
Source is protecting you. Yes. Beautiful. She has a lot of inner child energy. I love that.
Divinity personified. Thank you so much. That's a beautiful, beautiful way to put it. Thank you so much for sending this Violet's way. Violet says, I'm feeling so connected to 30 beautiful souls. Isn't it wonderful how we can get such a feeling for each other without ever being, in the same room, same country, even on the same continent? It truly doesn't matter, does it? And we can still feel each other. That's beautiful. We enjoy
Lots
this
of
game.
hearts.
Yeah, Violet says, Black Sky, thank you for nominating me, which means, Violet, tomorrow it's going to be your turn to nominate who is going to be in the circle. But don't tell us today. Don't tell us today. That's for tomorrow. Violet is full on admitting, I was vibrationally begging you to do so. There you go. You were attracting it. You weren't begging, you were attracting it.
Yeah.
And I know Black Sky already wanted you to be in there yesterday. I know this was all how it's meant to be.
Yeah, we love this game too.
So yeah, the center of the circle will return tomorrow again. This is a beautiful game. Yeah, so
You guys all have to get in the middle.
everyone will eventually, of course. So this is freedom too. You see, to allow yourself to feel another being in such a profound way. Black Sky says, I heard Violet say, pick me. Good. You definitely have some good vibrational ears right there. So the freedom to feel that, I feel, isn't that wonderful? We can feel each other. We can uplift each other, inspire each other. Yes, of course. Every live stream is posted afterwards. It's up to YouTube how long the processing takes.
Lately
It takes longer, which it used to be a few seconds. Now it's a few hours before it actually posts. We don't know why.
But then you can share it on
Yeah.
social media or wherever.
And please, Inspire Tribe, feel inspired to invite your friends in.
Yeah.
Bring new people to this live stream, and let's expand. We love that.
Oh, true, it's funny. Maybe one day we will all get together.
Oh yeah. Maybe one day when getting together is going to be very normal again, and we can all hug each other, we shall do that.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you all for tuning in for today. Thanks for being with us. By the way, I got to show you this. You got to get up here and show them what it says. You see what this says? Everything is always working out for me. Remember that. And if you love it, check it out in the store underneath. We have it in the merch store too. I want to play guitar with Sean. Yeah, we should do that sometime. Definitely. I might one day play another song for you guys. Why not? Why not?
Oh, maybe, yeah.
All right, Inspired Tribe. Thank you for being with us. We love you. And we're wishing you.
And inspired.
And wonderful.
And blissful.
And beautiful.
And divine.
And loving.
Wonderful.
Rest of your.
Day.
See you guys tomorrow.
See you guys. Bye-bye.